Well, hello, Dartfish Rally friends. It is the end of Saturday, the end of stage 16 here at Safari Rally. And my goodness me, guess what's happened this afternoon? Guess what the weather was like this afternoon, really, from the first stage in the loop. The storms came from the north and they swept across the plains here. They deposited an enormous amount of rain. Interestingly, there were still one or two spots that almost remained dry. But this kind of rain, these kind of puddles, this slippery, claggy, horrible mud, more or less all of the afternoon, we have witnessed the cars, the drivers, negotiating with really the most difficult conditions I've seen in a very long time. And what has that meant in terms of the state of competition? I tell you what it has meant. It's meant that Elliot, our cameraman's boots have got very muddy indeed. He is making me come across here. Elliot, this is a treacherous place to stand. We'll stand here just now, but as soon as the car comes, we'll move. We don't want to get absolutely covered in mud. Well, it's been backwards and forwards. It's been up and down. Drivers have been in the fight. They've been out of the fight. And that is what happens. That is what happens on Safari. And in particular, it is what happens when we get this kind of weather. The man at the top, though, really, I say he's had a problem-free day. Well, he's had one or two half spins. We actually had a full spin at one point, but he has looked after his car. He's not lost really much time at all. Elvin Evans has now got a really, really healthy lead going into this stage. It was nearly 3 minutes. What's happened to the man that was closest to him, Cali Robin-Pera? Well, he's hemorrhaging time this afternoon. The opening stage of the afternoon's loop was Sleeping Warrior. The heavens opened, and sadly, Cali Robin-Pera, towards the end of that stage, picked up some rear left suspension damage. He worked very hard on the short road section between Sleeping Warrior and Elementaita to repair that. But it was just that. It was a repair that would enable him, hopefully, to get through the day, but certainly not to set any competitive times. Hemorrhaging time, dropping down the leaderboard. It meant Oitanak was the man who was just behind, well, a long way behind. Here we go. It's going to get muddy. Who is this? I'm staying under the tree. Look at that. That is proper Safari spec. That's like Safari of old. Bits of car hanging off, splashing through the mud. The snorkel doing what it's designed to do. I don't even know who that is. Can't even tell you who that is. Is that Josh McErlane? Yeah, that's Josh McErlane. Wow. Even on a road section in the Safari Rally, it looks spectacular. Well, he's out before the Zero car. We did wonder what happened to our Zero car. There he is there. Mitsubishi Evo 10. I'd rather have an Evo 9 in these conditions, but that Evo 10 is doing a decent job. Yeah, Oitanak is now in second place. At the start of this stage, he was. Who knows what might happen in here? We have two very deep water crossings indeed. Not water splashes, they're water crossings, river crossings. And with this rain, they might be challenging. Oitanak was second at the start of the stage. Who was third? Robin-Pera. He will drop further back. Takamoto Katsuta picked up a puncture at the start of this stage. It's very difficult to say where they're going to finish at the end of this one. It really is, because they're swapping minutes backwards and forwards. In fifth place at the start of the stage, it was Thierry Neuville, really struggling with his health today, but looking after the car, keeping things nice and tidy. Sami Pyri was in sixth, and Gregoire Munster had fought his way back to seventh. There are minutes separating most of our battles there, but as I say, no one's out of it. There's so much going on just now. There really is. Who's that shouting, Dirtfish? Someone across there shouting. There we go. Hello, Jumbo. Jumbo. Lots and lots of Dirtfish friends here in Kenya. It's wonderful to see. It really is. Well, as you can see, lots of people around as well. Lots of colour. We are. Hello, you're very kind. You really are. We do love to see our Dirtfish Rally friends wherever we go in the world, and we do at every rally in every country. We're always lucky to meet fans and friends. But here in Kenya, everywhere we go, cries of Dirtfish. It's great to hear. It really is. Okay, as we wait for more news. I'm going to go and have a look at my notes and see whether anything has been sent through to me to tell me what's happening in this stage. The rain has just eased up a touch where we are, just a touch, not much, just a touch. Stage 16, the second pass. Come on, telephone. There we go. Fastest through, Sammy Pyrie. We're waiting for him. Here comes Sammy. 22 seconds quicker than Gregoire Munster. And here, Josh McAlean and then Serdaridis are our 4 cars through so far. Pyrie ahead of Munster by 4 minutes. Where's Sammy going? Looking for some dry. Looking for some dry. We'll head across towards Sammy Pyrie. Here we go. Let's go, Owen. See, there's more safety cars coming out. I'm trying to stay out the deep mud, the deep puddles. Let's see whether we can grab... Oh, a very quick word with Sammy at the end of the day. He's just heading off to have a little look around the car. Let's just check around the car here. Yeah, it's dry inside. We've seen 1 or 2 cars with the car. If there's any water gets into the car, clearly that evaporates, you get a fogged up windscreen. The big issue is the drivers and the driver overalls. When they get out the cars to check around, to check the tyres, at the start of the first stage in the loop, they were out swapping wheels around, swapping tyres around in torrential rain. As heavy rain as I've seen in a very long time. The race suits got saturated, they jump into the hot cars, they start steaming, and what happens then? Well, the windscreens fog up. Let's see if we can grab a word with Sammy Pyrie. Sammy, we are live. Oh, talk me through how difficult that was this afternoon.
Yeah, it was tricky. I mean, we ran out of the water fluid on the stage, so it was, last part was quite tricky. You just need to trust your pace though.
I'm sure you had lots of moments in there, but you've done a really good job to avoid any big moments, and that's all you can do, I suppose, to try and avoid the big moments in these conditions.
Yeah, thanks. That's the plan. So, yeah, everything is going well as we are again safely through the second last day.
Well done, mate. There we go, Sammy Pyrie. What a job he has done out there. Let's have a look. See if we've got any more news, any more times coming in. Let me check. Don't forget, folks, if you do have any questions for us, get them in. Put them in the comments below. We'll try and answer. Here we go. One question coming in. Corey Davis. Does Evans take it easy now in the last stage today and tomorrow's stage? Yeah, listen. Elfyn Evans has got a 3-minute lead going into this stage. Yeah, he absolutely can afford to take it easy. He can be as conservative as you like. The most important thing for Evans is to look after his car, and if he ships 15, 20 seconds, if he ships half a minute, if he ships a minute in this stage, that doesn't matter. He still will have a very, very healthy lead to take in tomorrow. We have a few kilometres tomorrow, and we don't know what the weather's going to do. The weather, you know, as we've seen today, can really turn things around. But Elfyn Evans is in an enormously strong position. Now, we're hearing as well from some of our team who are listening to the cars as they make their way through the stage. Apparently Neuville's car is sounding a little bit rough in there. That'll be a concern clearly for Thierry Neuville. Cars coming out. You can see how deep some of these holes are. They're absolutely car-swallowing holes. Okay, time so far. Well, Neuville, if his car was sounding rough, he set a decent time in there. Fastest through so far. Sammy Pyrie, second quickest through. 12.1 slower than Neuville. Then it's Munster, 44 down. McAlean, Katsuta and Serdaridis. In terms of the overalls, Thierry Neuville is ahead of Katsuta by 33.2 seconds. Let's have a look. Is he? Yeah, we've got a time for Katsuta. Katsuta lost 1:57 in there. Why did he lose 1:57? Well, he had a puncture at the start of the stage. 1 kilometre into the stage, Katsuta picked up a puncture. So Neuville moving ahead of Katsuta. Oh, I think perhaps Elliot might want to clean his lens after that one. We'll take a quick look. No, the lens is looking good. Katsuta, yes, dropping position in there to Thierry Neuville. 33 seconds behind Neuville. So, yeah, wow. Gee whiz. It's all happening, isn't it? As I say, if you have any questions, get them in. Drop your questions for us into the comments below. I'm wading through the mud, coming across to the other side of this access road. Hello, lovely boys. How are we? Nice to see you all. Was this fence okay?
Don't touch it.
Don't touch fence. How are you? Good to see you.
How are you? How you doing?
Yeah, we're good, thank you. We're trying to stay dry and failing, but other than that, we're staying happy and enjoying Kenya.
Yes.
Where have you guys been today?
Sleeping Warrior.
Sleeping Warrior.
Sleeping Warrior, yes.
Big crowds in Sleeping Warrior, lots of people.
Scattered, but many people. Yes.
What about you youngsters? Are you enjoying it? Is it good fun?
Yes.
Yeah, who's your favourite driver? Favourite driver? Any favourite drivers? No, look at those little faces. Little faces, all a little bit shy. Well done, guys. Nice to see you. Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you. Okay, that's the wrong footwear. But anyway, sometimes it's good to have... Is this the right place to stand? I'm not sure. I'm going up here to avoid the splash. Deep holes, Thierry Neuville. Goodness me. Heading back to service, Neuville will be hoping for a good night's sleep. He puts it down to a little bit of sunstroke. Remember, spent a lot of time out of the car at the end of the Camp Moran stage in the afternoon yesterday. A lot of time working on the car. Made good position. The car has completed a difficult day, as has, well, fingers crossed, as will Ott Tanak's car. But Neuville can be really, really happy with the shift that he's put in today, particularly after the difficult night that he had last night. Okay, I'm just going to refresh for you our times. No, nothing new there yet. Let's see if there's any more questions. I do love to see your questions. A question from Groggers. Does the sheer amount of mud slow the cars down? Does it affect the inner workings at all? Well, it does. It does slow the cars down. So on a basic kind of level, what happens is that mud that collects along the sills underneath the wheel arches, what does it do? It adds weight to the car. Extra weight slows the cars down. They're not gripping. Clearly, the big thing with the mud is that you're not getting the grip. You really aren't getting the traction. So it does slow the cars down quite significantly. And you'll have seen that in the stages. You look at just how cautious a lot of the drivers are. You've got no choice. It might sound odd, but there are very different sorts of mud. The mud here in places, actually, even on this plane where these stages run, in different places, you have different types of mud. Some of the mud becomes like ice, and it's unbelievably difficult. Some of it becomes unbelievably claggy and sticks to the car. Look at that. Look at that. I'm really quite enjoying this. Have to say, I am enjoying watching these cars coming through this muddy section here. Oi, oi, oi. Not these cars, but our rally cars. That was Ott Tanak. Let me check then. Ott Tanak's through. Let's see what that's done to the overall standings. The man we're watching very, very closely is Kalle Rovanperä. Rovanperä has that issue with his rear left suspension. He was working on it after Sleeping Warrior. He got through Elementaita. Okay, lost a fair bit of time, but he did get through. Let's see what he can do in here. While we just have a look back up towards the stage end, we're around about, 600 or 700. Yeah, that was telling me, wasn't it? That was telling me, out the way, 600 or 700 meters from the stage end here. Okay. Oh, that's noisy. Ott Tanak is through. He is fastest through so far, 22 seconds quicker than his teammate Thierry Neuville. Tanak's lead over Neuville now, 2 minutes and 36 seconds. So these are big gaps. These are enormous gaps. They really are. but it's what we expected. This afternoon, they have stretched even further, clearly, with this unbelievable rain. To be honest with you, at the start of Sleeping Warrior, stage 14, I don't think I've seen rain like that for a very long time. The last time I remember that kind of rain was maybe Rally Japan 2000 and, when was it, 6 or 7 on the final day. Oh, absolutely soaked to the skin. It was horrendously heavy, and it was difficult in particular for well, it came down heavy for Robin Pera, for Evans, for Tanak, for Neuville, as they were preparing to go into the stage. In particular, we had Cali Robin Pera swapping wheels around, and he was doing that in rain that just, you stood in it for a second and you were soaked. So not nice, not good conditions at all. Okay, more questions coming in. It's lovely. I do love to see your questions. Don't forget, wherever you're watching this, in the comments section, we are monitoring the comments. We are monitoring. Can I stand under your umbrella, sir? That's very kind of you.
Why not?
From Ian. Ian's asking, how do I feel Tanak has performed today? Tanak has performed well. He really has. He's had to look after that car. There's no question about that. Oit Tanak was fast yesterday. The car then gave him issues through the last 3 stages, and he had to nurse that car back. Today, I think it's been a different strategy from Tanak and from Neuville. They haven't pushed. They haven't pushed hard. They've looked after the car. There's been a little more sympathy for that Hyundai. It needs a huge amount of driver sympathy in these conditions in Kenya. And Tanak has done a good job. He was quick yesterday. Bit of bad luck in the afternoon. He's been really, really strong out there today. If Tanak can keep that car where it is and can bring home a podium potentially for Hyundai, that will be a remarkable result, a quite remarkable result. So, look at that registration. That's a rally reg, kind of. 555D. Okay. Just waiting for our last couple of cars to complete. Right, Cali Rovampera down to 5th place, 59.4 seconds behind Takasan. But the important news for Cali Rovampera fans, for Toyota fans, for Finnish fans, is that he is through. When he was repairing that car, that rear left suspension at the end of the Sleeping Warrior stage, it was in some doubt as to whether he'd be able to make it. There was such, you know what, they used cable ties, they used Jubilee clips, they used ratchet straps. 2 stages, 45 kilometers, that's some repair. That is some repair that's allowed them to get through those 2 stages in these difficult conditions. Yes, he has shipped a whole load of time. He's plummeted down the leaderboard, but importantly, he's finished the day. Quite a long road section back to Naivasha, I'd have to say. They do have to negotiate that. Okay, let's just have a quick update then on our times. So, overall, let's go to the overalls then now. Tanak, with who have we got to come through? I think it's just Evans to come through, so it'll be Tanak in 2nd, Neuville in 3rd, Katsuta 4th. What a turnaround! What a turnaround for a Hyundai. We've got a Hyundai in 2nd, a Hyundai in 3rd. That's some day for them, and that will be some achievement if they can hold on to even one of those 2 podium positions tomorrow. It will be some achievement for them. But the man who's been quite imperious as he makes his way towards the end of the stage all rally is Elfyn Evans. He's never looked too bothered. Yes, he's had a couple of little moments today, but everyone has had a couple of little moments. Importantly, Evans has avoided punctures. Evans has avoided suspension damage. You avoid those 2 things, you're in with a very good chance in this rally. So, let's wait for Elfyn Evans to complete. Okay, another question coming in here from a name that sadly I can't pronounce. Apologies for that. But you'll know who you are. Why do they put the black things in front of the radiators after the stage ends? So they're radiator blanks. And what they do is they allow the engines, particularly when it's a little cooler, as they're running on the road sections, they allow them to maintain a required temperature. You know, as air comes through those radiators, obviously the radiators do what they're designed to do, and they cool the engine. But you want you want to keep the engine at a certain temperature. So you put the blanks on and it allows them to maintain that temperature on the road sections. Now, who is this? Is this Cali Rovanperä? Let's just have a good look as he comes past us. We'll take a look at the rear left on this side. Quite a remarkable repair. Oh, look at that. It's back and it's nothing like straight. It's a lot further back than it should be. But importantly, it is still there and it's still rotating in a reasonable fashion. He should get that back to service. That's remarkable. I genuinely didn't think that repair was going to be enough to see Rovanperä through today's stages. He'll be enormously disappointed. Toyota will be enormously disappointed that happened. But this is Safari. Anything can happen out there. It was a battling weekend for Rovanperä anyway. He was getting himself back into contention, 7 seconds off the lead at the start of the day, and then losing time with punctures, and this afternoon losing time, enormous amounts of time with that suspension damage. So we wait for our rally leader to complete stage 16 of the rally. He has completed. He has... Who was asking earlier on about whether Evans would maybe take it easy in here? Well, he's dropped 53 seconds to Ott Tänak in this one. He's used up a fair chunk of that 3-minute lead that he had before the start of the stage, but his lead is just under 2 minutes. With 1 day to go, Evans' lead, a remarkable drive from Elfyn Evans in difficult testing conditions over 2.5 days so far. He's had no issues, really no issues at all. He's looked after the car, no suspension problems, no damage to tyres or punctures, and Elfyn Evans is the man who leads, goes into Sunday with a near 2-minute lead over Ott Tänak. Wow, that is some going from Elfyn Evans. What I want to do, if I can just bring up another screen here for you guys, I want to just remind myself of tomorrow. How many Ks has Elfyn got to negotiate? Do you know what? He's never won 2 rallies in a row in his career. Can he do it? Absolutely, he can do it. Tomorrow we have 5 stages. We have in total 66 kilometers. In fact, 65.99 kilometers for Elfyn Evans. He has 2 minutes in hand. That's a puncture. He can afford to have a puncture, get out, have a leisurely tyre change, puncture change. Normally it's, a minute 20, a minute and a half would be a slow one. A minute 45 would be a very slow tyre change. Evans has got that in hand. Wow, what a well-deserved lead and what a well-deserved luxury that is for Elfyn Evans. 2 minutes going into the final day, 66 kilometres to go to negotiate tomorrow. We don't know what the weather might bring. The weather could be interesting tomorrow, but Evans is in a great place. What a day for this pairing. He is looking so strong. What is it? 2 wins and 3 second places in the last 5 events. His front right has got a bit of damage to it. What, are you going to try and have a look in there? I'm going this side here. Let's take a look. Yeah, he's hit something. Oh my goodness me, he has hit something. That's quite a bit of damage. That's quite a bit of damage to the front right for Elfyn Evans. What has he hit in there? He's crunched. He's collided with something. And I guess that could be a zebra. That could be an animal that he said. I don't know. But he's lost a minute. He heads back to service. Oh, what a afternoon of rallying we have had. Safari Rally has delivered. The rain has come down. It's been the most challenging of afternoons. Let me take one last look at the leaderboard for you to see where things stand at the end of Saturday here on the Safari Rally. Here we go. Let's take a look. We know Elfyn Evans is leading. I don't think there are any concerns there about Elfyn getting back to service. Everything seemed to be running running straight and running well. So yeah, it did look as if he'd taken a fair impact on that front right. But here are the overall standings then for you at the end of Saturday. End of 16 stages of Safari Rally. Evans does lead from Tänak. His lead 1 minute and 57 seconds. Thierry Neuville has found himself moving up the leaderboard today. He is in third place, 4 minutes and 33 seconds behind Evans, 2 minutes and 36 behind his teammate Tanak. It's Katsuta that's in fourth, 33 seconds off Neuville. Fifth is Kali Rovanpera, nearly a minute behind Katsuta. Sixth is Sami Pari. Gregoire Munster's had a great day. He's hauled himself back up to seventh. Thus, Greensmith is in eighth, and then we'll just have to wait and see from the others. But folks, thank you very much for joining us here on this road section after the final stage on Saturday of Safari Rally. What is going to happen with the weather tomorrow, I have got absolutely no idea. But what I do know is that there are still stories to tell at this rally. Thank you very much for joining us on our live feed, folks. We'll see you all again tomorrow.